Good morning, Oklahoma, and welcome to Cow-Calf Corner. Well, it's the middle of February. We've actually had a little bit of moisture in the state of Oklahoma, and some wheat and wheat pasture and cool season grass that looked pretty iffy a few weeks or a few months ago is actually starting to come on. We still look at the drought monitor and we see virtually all the state in various degrees of drought. But we reach this point and we talk about our winter management checklist of things to consider if we're in the cow-calf business. First thing we address on this are our replacement heifers that we plan to be breeding on later this spring on target to reach the weight that they need to be. Now, general rules of thumbs on replacement heifers: by 14 to 15 months of age, they need to be at roughly 2/3 of their mature weight. We know that over 90% of heifers that accomplish that are going to be fertile and ready to conceive, so that they're on schedule to calve at 2 years of age. At this point in the year, typically, if we've got our normal wheat pasture in Oklahoma, it's relatively easy to get those heifers to that target weight. But if we've been in a situation with limited hay and feed resources and we've not had any winter cool season grass to graze, we might want to take inventory of those heifers. If we've got some wheat pasture coming on or just need to adjust our feeding program, we've still got time to get those heifers to where they need to be so that they're on schedule to breed at 2 years of age. Second thing to consider right now is let's assess the body condition score on our cow herd or those replacement heifers that are getting ready to calve. We want those heifers to be at about a 6. We want those cows to be more at about a 5.5. If we're within a half a body condition score of that going in, we know we're in pretty good shape. It's probably as important as it's ever been this year, with a lot of non-traditional hays that have been fed and some different feeding programs, that we consider supplemental feed, mineral supplementation, the right kind of protein supplementation, maybe even adding in an ionophore to those cows' diets if we need to put a little weight and body condition score going into calving season on those, so that we get prompt breed back and keep them on schedule to be calving once a year. Third thing to consider along the same lines is just deworming. Sometimes deworming can be the least expensive feed that we ever feed, so we might need to check records, see how long ago we did that. It may be cost effective right now to run those cows through the chute and deworm. If we're getting ready to go into our calving season, we want to make sure we are prepared for cold weather calving. We have been lulled to sleep by a very mild winter to this point in Oklahoma. Very little cold weather, very little wet weather. Typically, we got to be prepared for that whenever we're calving them out. We still got several weeks where that could happen. So remain prepared if you're going to be having some calves in cold weather. And final topic, this is the time of year in Oklahoma we typically start making plans to be pulling off of wheat pasture by first hollow stem, maybe by the first part of March. This year, we may be just getting ready to turn in on wheat pasture. I remind you to take preventative measures to prevent bloat on wheat pasture. Maybe it's feeding paloxylene, maybe it's adding an ionophore, Meninsin. My colleague, Dr. Paul Beck, had an excellent article on that a week ago in our Cow-Calf Corner. You can find that in the February 6th edition of Cow-Calf Corner. So that's our checklist and things to keep in mind right now as far as best management practices. Look forward to joining you again next week, and we'll talk about freeze branding. Thanks for joining us this week on Cow-Calf Corner.